Welcome to Mr. Nowak's Classroom, virtually irrelevant podcast. Today is a Tuesday, sunny day in Renfrew. Of course, this podcast is brought to you by Try Hard Apparel. Need promotions, need logo designs, contact Austin at Try Hard Apparel at live.ca. If you downloaded our last podcast, I just wanted to give you a warning that if you're subscribing on YouTube or on iTunes, you'll get an influx of sociology lesson webcasts or podcasts coming soon. So just be aware that a lot of content is coming your way shortly, but you can stay tuned to episodes of Sports Storm and Teched Up shortly. Today, special episode, we are joined by National Junior College Athletic Association Division I golf champion Cooper Brown. How does that sound?
Pretty good. Gets better every time I hear it.
So you just got home Saturday night. You're in Burlington, Iowa for the golf championships. Talk about the last few days and kind of a roller coaster it was.
Third day, we put ourselves into a good position as a team. Got ourselves 3 back in the lead in the tournament, in the team section. After we got off the course, all of our focus was on what we had to do the final day to win the team championship. We got ready for the next day, and standing on the range, a teammate of mine, Axel Olsen, who won the national championship the year before.
From Norway, all around good guy.
Yeah, he's a very good guy. He looked at me and said, "You know, there's no chance of me losing the national championship today, individually." And I said, "Not if I beat you first." And, so that was pretty well the first time I thought about winning the national championship individually. After the front 9, I shot 39, 3 over par, and really learned that our goal as a team was going to fall up short, and we weren't going to win it.
Who was ahead of you? Who was ahead of you as a team at that point?
Indian Hills Community College. They were playing in their home state of Iowa. They played the golf course many times. They had a little advantage there. They knew it a little better. But then Coach pretty well told me on the 9th green that our chances of winning as a team was very slim now.
So that changed your mindset then?
I was walking up to the 10th tee, and I was pretty upset that I'd allowed my game to fall short on a final day for like the 3rd tournament in a row. And it just I kind of relaxed after that. I just went out and played, and birdied the 10th hole, made about a 40-footer there, and that got a smile on my face. Had to tell my mom to be quiet because she yelled so loud. And then I bogeyed the 11th hole, and that kind of was like, oh, I got one, but I gave one back. Then the 12 through 15 is the toughest stretch of holes on the golf course, probably the toughest stretch of holes I've ever played. And I ended up birdieing 12, 13, 14, and parring 15. And at that point, that put me at 6 over total for the tournament. And I thought, if I make one more birdie on the way in, I might give myself a chance to win. Hit it in close on 16 and wasn't able to make that. And then the 17th hole, I made a 70-foot putt there to make birdie, and that's when it hit me.
And there's an interesting sidebar story. Your coach, Hall of Famer Dan York,
yeah,
and your dad were actually talking about whether they should notify you because the leaderboard wasn't a mobile leaderboard. You didn't really know who was in the clubhouse at that point. So they were, Coach York had said if you 2-putt this and put you within striking distance for 18, they would tell you. Lo and behold, you drain a 70-foot, that's an unbelievable putt. So then that's when you knew?
I had a feeling that put me tied to lead. They didn't tell me that was it. I kind of felt the atmosphere change around Coach and my mom and dad. They got a little quieter. Didn't really say much to me as I was as normal.
And you noticed the gallery and kind of forming around you, right? So you knew something was up.
Yeah, I knew something was going on. So I went ahead. There was a 35-minute wait on the 18th hole because of the difficulty of the hole.
And what a momentum breaker. Like, how do you keep your composure after a 35-minute wait on the tee? Not to mention, you're in the second to last group, I believe, right?
Yeah.
And you've got your buddy Axel right behind you. So how did you keep it together at that point?
He was a big part of that. He talked to me the entire time on the tee, just telling me to told me he knew what was going on. He knew I was tied for the lead, and I told him, I think par will get me into a playoff. He said, well, why don't you just birdie it and finish it now? That kind of put a smile on my face, made me a little more loose, and I went out and executed the hole pretty well. Hit a poor wedge shot into the green from about 90 yards. I hit it to about 70 feet again, and that was disappointing, but I figured just two-putting, if it puts me in playoff, great. If I fall short, then it's still a great tournament and great turnaround on the back. Ended up two-putting. I left my first putt right in the middle of the hole. I just hit it with my purse and left it short. Ended up making that three-footer, which probably was the most nerve-wracking three-footer. As I'm reading the putt, I look up and there's 4 TV cameras behind the green and about 5 reporters waiting.
So that takes you to a playoff. Now, your opponent in the playoff had been in the clubhouse for 2 hours. So you think that might have been to your advantage, correct?
A little bit. Sitting around for 2 hours waiting to see if you're a national champion, and then learning the second last group to come in that has tied you. I'd imagine that was pretty crushing for him, thinking he was 20 minutes away from being national champion, then all of a sudden he's in a playoff.
And so you head back to 1, sudden death hole. You draw for first drive.
Yep.
And kind of another interesting sidebar is in the States, you know, some of your rival schools within your conference, all of a sudden you see a switch, and some of your toughest competitors are kind of on your side. Can you talk about that and some of the chants that were coming off the tee in the playoff?
Yeah, I was blown away with the support I got in the playoff. All of our rival schools followed me and chanted my name. I was walking down the fairway and hitting my shots. They were all chanting "Coop, Coop, Coop," and it was just like
a la Matt Kuchar, stuff like that. That's pretty cool.
It was very cool. I wasn't expecting that kind of support, and I'd say there's 200 people following me, and 150 of them were cheering for me.
And what's the mindset now? You're in a playoff for a national championship, a Canadian from Renfrew, Ontario, so basically from nowhere, on a national stage now. So how are your nerves?
Coach really settled them down because he came up to me while I was hitting a few shots before the playoff.
So you had some practice, you had time on the range beforehand?
Yeah, I had about 20 minutes in between me finishing out and me going to the first tee for the playoff. So I just went onto the range, hit the shots I was planning on hitting into the green and off the tee. And when I was hitting these balls, Coach came up to me and said, "Well, a month and a half ago, I gave you the goal of finishing top 10 in your last 4 college tournaments this year, and you doing this has reached your goal. So what we basically discussed was whether I win or lose, I've already reached my goal." So that put me that just kind of calmed me down, put a smile on my face, going, whether I do what I wanted, whether if I win or not, is already it doesn't matter. It really did not matter to me. At that time, I put myself in that mindset, but looking back on it 4 days later, if I didn't win the national championship, I think I'd be still pretty crushed about it.
And that's the competitor that you are. Yeah. So we take it now. You and your competitor. His name slips my mind.
David Wiggins.
Okay, so you and David are both on the green in 2.
He missed the green.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So then, but at the end, your final putts are exactly 15 feet, correct?
12 feet.
12 feet to a point where you do not know who's away, where a measurement has to come in.
Yeah.
Has that ever happened to you before?
No.
So, but then you said, okay, I'll putt, knowing that your putter has been serving you well over the 4 rounds, and take me through that final putt.
Well, I had a 35 footer before that, and I raced it 12 feet past the hole. As it rolled past, I was able to get behind it, see the way it broke on the way past the hole. Um, he, so we decided I would go first, and as soon as I hit it, I knew I hit it on the right line. All I had to do was get there. Once it fell in, I didn't fist pump, I didn't celebrate or anything. The way David had been playing all week, I figured he's going to make it. We're going to go to another playoff hole. So I didn't even watch him hit the putt. I walked to the end of the green, turned my head, and just looked up to the sky, just waiting for a crowd reaction. And when he hit it, you could kind of hear a gasp in the crowd, like, wow, he didn't get it there. I turned around, and he picked up his ball and was walking over to me and shook my hand. And at that moment, it was just like, cool, I won the tournament. And then about 10 minutes later, me and my mom and dad are sitting in the golf cart, and I just kind of took a deep breath and went, "Holy, I am the national champion!" Like, I still have those moments once a day where it's like, wow, I achieved something that 113 kids wanted to do at the start of the week, and I was the only one who was able to achieve it.
Well, more than that, only 113 at the actual tournament, but there's qualifiers and stuff. And what I've been trying to explain to other people in the community is that there's a big difference for D1 basketball and football between NCAA Division I and junior college. In individual sports like golf, like swimming, like running, the gap isn't as large. So it's almost on par.
Yeah.
So this is a pretty big deal. And you were quoted in the Hawkeye, the local newspaper in Iowa and Burlington, saying that you had just wanted to break 80 because there was a pre-championship tournament in the fall. Tell us about that.
Every year there's a national preview, and they invite the top 12 teams in the nation at the start of the year. We went, and I shot 80, 81, 82 at this golf course, and I didn't have a hope and prayer that I was going to win this golf tournament. After the national preview, me and Coach went back to Hansville, Alabama. We worked all year just preparing for this golf tournament. He helped me with getting it straighter off the tee and better wedge play and everything that really won me that golf tournament. I don't know if I didn't go to that national preview and shot those scores, I would have won this tournament. I think if I went there and had three solid rounds in the 70s, I probably wouldn't have worked as hard to get my redemption at that golf course.
Now, Tim Baines, sports director or sports editor at the Ottawa Sun, interviewed you on Saturday, and you talked about in that interview that you've matured on the golf course. What does that mean?
Well, for instance, we'll take the 18th hole of the final day in hand. I had 220 to the front of the green. I could have easily gotten there and tried to make a birdie or make an eagle. But at the same time, if I don't hit the shot perfectly, I probably would have made bogey or double. I was able to look back on my previous 3 rounds and reflect on what I did, and I laid up every single time, hit it on the green, made birdie one day, made par the rest. And I think if it was at the start of the year, I would have tried to force the issue, trying to make birdie, and I could have possibly hit a bad shot with all the adrenaline and nerves that was going on. But it took a lot for me to just take a step back and hit the necessary shot at the right time.
So it's in terms of course management, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So and in some ways, it's almost like risk management. Can you talk about what Coach York? You know, Coach York is a Hall of Famer down south. What has he done for your game?
He is. He's helped me mature. It's all come from him. We have reflected after every golf tournament that we've played this year, and we have sat down with him and talked about where I made my mistakes and where I lost the golf tournament and where I should have just took a step back. There was 4 tournaments before the national championship where I put myself in a position to win, and in every final round I tried to force the issue, and he told me before the final round just stay patient the entire time, and he really emphasized that throughout the entire year. I guess it finally hit me at the right point.
So you come from Canada, obviously, the land of snow and ice. What impact did playing year round have on you?
Playing year round helped me a lot. Just I mean, you know, it's great to have the opportunity to hit balls for 4 hours a day every day. Whereas here you'll take 6 months off and you lose. I always find every fall I get to exactly where I want to be, and then you lose it all, and then you have to work the entire summer to get back to that point. Whereas you get to that point you want to be, and you just maintain it. That was the advantage of being able to play year round.
In terms of a Canadian going to Alabama, so can you talk about what it's like being a Canadian, in southern Alabama?
A lot of culture shock. It's a different place than here. Different, totally different people. You can meet a lot of great people there, but at the same time, there's a lot of people who aren't as friendly. Culture shock was a big deal in the first semester. I didn't have a great first semester. I think I was just trying to settle in and learn where I was and understand where I was in life and all that. As the year went on, I got more and more comfortable, and Alabama's now my second home. In the first semester, it more felt like a long vacation.
Can you talk about the role that your teammates had? I've heard you mention guys like Axel and Dustin and Will. What role did they have in making you feel comfortable and maybe even challenging you to improve your golf game?
Axel helped me all year with around the greens. He helped me a lot with my golf game, but most of all, what I learned from Axel is he never got angry on the golf course. He just always kept the same mindset. Whether he made eagle or double bogey, you wouldn't be able to tell. I'd say he was one of the biggest reasons of me winning that championship. During the third day, I missed a putt shorter than a foot, and instead of getting angry like I might have a year ago, I just kind of smiled and just said, well, that happens twice a year, and it happened now. I can't do anything about it now. And that's a lot what Axel taught me. And guys like Dustin, who was my roommate this year, him and his family took me in. I went to their house for Thanksgiving, and they really made me feel welcome. All my teammates did a great job. They invited me back to their houses every weekend. If you want a home-cooked meal, just come with me. All that. All the parents were great to me. They were great to me and Axel both being away from home. Very supportive of us all, and they really took me and Axel under their wing and made sure we were doing okay so far away from home.
So now the accolades are coming in, and I'm sure it still feels like you're dreaming, but you won the Arnold Palmer Award, which is given out to every collegiate tournament winner in the country. So this is going to be a huge award. Not only did you win the individual championship, but you're a runner-up in the team division. Ottawa Suns come calling. The governor of Alabama wants to meet you when you get back. How does this change your summer, and what is the plan for the summer now to get ready for next year?
Change my summer in the way that it's now time to think about what I want to do next year. If I hadn't won, I might have had to play a few more tournaments just to get my name out there again. But my name's out there now. I can relax and just focus on getting some good practice in. Whereas if I hadn't won, I probably would have tried to play some bigger tournaments around here. But
now, Coach York, even before this national tournament, said that you should take 2 weeks off.
Yeah.
Now you're out on the course already yesterday. Are you sick of golf?
No.
Is your body sore?
I'm pretty sore. I'm tired.
Because unlike the pros, you do not have a caddy. You have to walk the course with your clubs, correct?
Yeah.
And that takes its toll on you.
Yeah. I mean, that golf tournament, we had 2 practice rounds and 4 in-tournament rounds. And this golf course is more than 7,300 yards, not counting the yards in between holes.
Plus, very hilly.
Very, very hilly golf course. Yeah, I mean, by the end of the week, I could feel my back just getting tighter and tighter and tighter, and then getting into the car and driving 14 hours really probably didn't help it that much either.
But you definitely wanted to come home to celebrate with your family.
Yeah.
What was it like to have your mom and dad on the course?
At the start of the week, it kind of was nerve wracking because it was like, this is our major. I mean, it was kind of like, wow, everyone's kind of showing up.
And they do treat you like a pro. Like, this is what many feel. This is the closest to a pro event many people, of the 113 in the field will ever see, right?
Yeah.
So they treated you like you were a professional.
Yeah, like you get treated like a professional the entire week. Banquet before the tournament. There's interviews after every round. There's people taking pictures of you all around the course, asking your name, everything like that. Yeah, probably the closest I've played to a pro event, other than the Canadian Junior Championships, which I played in August this year.
So let's get back to talking about Kevin and Joanne. How special, and it might be hard to put into words, to have them both there near the 18th green.
It was awesome. Like, just being able to hug my mom and dad after I won was pretty special. That's something I'll never forget. The faces that they had and the tears that were going down their face, and just how proud they were of me. Nothing I'll ever forget.
And I think the beauty of that is no one can take this away from you. You're a national champion.
Yeah.
It's like winning a gold medal in the Olympics. It's just, that can't be taken away. Sorry, and I cut you off. You want to finish your thoughts about your parents?
Yeah, parents being there, just we won't. That's a moment that will go with us forever. I've never felt people being so proud of me.
Kev's turned into a big softie, eh?
Yeah, he cracks a couple tears every day.
Yeah, like I was had the chance to hang out with your dad on Saturday night, and he's just so proud.
Yeah.
And I think ever since retirement, he's becoming a big softie. So, yeah. I guess shout out to Kev. I guess shout out to Bailey too. It must have been tough for her and Morgan and Matt to not be there, but it must have been nice to share that with them come Saturday in your homecoming.
Yeah, Bailey definitely does a good job keeping me grounded. She pops my head every once in a while if she thinks it's getting too big. She's always been there for me, and she's been a great sister.
Okay, so next year, so Wallace State has won 2 individuals championships back to back. So Axel Olsen won it last year. You won it this year. What's the goal? And maybe it's early yet, but what's the goal as you head back to Alabama in early August?
Well, Coach York hasn't won a team national championship in his 27 years. He's had a lot of great players, and he's coached some players that have gone onto the PGA Tour. Our goal is to win it for Coach. We'd like to see a ring on his hand. We think that he's put in way too many hours and dedicated so much time to not have a national championship as a team.
Well, I think that's a great goal, and it's kind of a different goal, right? Like, and that's something that can keep you kind of grounded and working towards something special and something for Coach York. Well, Cooper, I'd like to thank you for joining us on the Mr. Nowak's Classroom Virtually Irrelevant podcast. Congratulations from your home school, from your old basketball coach. It's been quite a week, and a lot of us have been following online, so we wish you all the best this summer, and good luck next year.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Till next time, take care.